Recently, I was going about my day just as normal. And then towards the end of the day, I had this experience that really baffled me. So when I was going about my day, everything was normal. But then towards the end of the day, I began feeling a little tired, which is very normal. Of course, your mind gets tired as you get towards the end of the day. So that is what was happening to me. And then all of a sudden, I just had this wave of discouragement that came over me. Like I went from a moment of being at peace and just being normal to a point of remembering every evil thing and every bad thing I've done in my past and every kind of bad situation that is in my life or like that is around me or that I have ever known. So it was something a little a little strange to me because I would not expect to be getting those kind of waves of discouragement when I am this prayerful. But that evening, I don't know what really happened. It was just something severe and out of this world, like something I had never actually experienced before. And the interesting thing was that immediately when that wave came, I had this very, very strong urge from the Holy Spirit to just pray in tongues. And you see, I had even planned to go and take a shower, then go to bed. But the urge of the Holy Spirit for me to pray was just too strong. I could not even do anything else. Like I remember I was walking from my door and I was headed towards my bed. And the intensity of the prompt of the Holy Spirit was so strong that I had actually just to begin praying while walking towards my bed, because even in my mind I was saying, let me walk to my bed first. So I had this very strong surge of tongues that came out, and it was just some very intense and aggressive period of praying in tongues. So this lasted for about almost 10 minutes. And then all of a sudden, everything subsided and everything became peaceful again. And so, of course, I'm a very curious person. So anytime I experience something that I don't fully understand, I'll usually want the Holy Spirit to give me an explanation of what was happening. Now, from the explanation that the Holy Spirit gave to me, he revealed to me that the devil has many strategies against believers, which is very common news. Like it is very common knowledge that we all know as believers. But one of his favorite weapons that he uses against believers is discouragement. And you see, discouragement works so well for the devil because we can't directly, it is not easy for you to know that it is the devil who is actually discouraging you. Because the way the devil goes about discouraging you, he only reminds you of things that are not going well around you or things that you have ever known that are not perfect. So he only comes to cast some level of doubt in you. And that doubt should go ahead and discourage you to the point that you start giving up the faith that you have in God and what you are trusting God for. And so the Holy Spirit was revealing to me that the way the devil launches these waves of discouragement, they are very strategic. They are not just thrown out without being carefully crafted to meet their purpose. So what was happening was that the devil knows when a human being is at a point of vulnerability. So basically, when you are vulnerable, that's when the devil now launches those discouragements. And the points of vulnerability, surprisingly, they are not very many. One, it usually happens after you have prayed and you are trusting God for something. Have you ever realized that when you are just done with praying, moments after you are done with praying, the devil comes and he begins whispering to you that what you are doing is useless. He begins whispering to you that the prayers you are making, they have no impact. He even wants to like convince you that you are a fool for having even spent your time praying. So it comes immediately after prayer. Then the other part is when people are tired. Because you see, when you are physically tired, your mind is also tired. And the devil knows that when your mind is tired, you have no good memory of what? Of the laws of God. And because faith comes from knowledge, what happens is that when your mind is tired, you are like, you don't remember most of the knowledge that you have. And because you don't remember it, then your faith also drops down a little bit. And so because of that, the devil takes advantage of that kind of a situation to now launch this kind of attacks that come to discourage you. But the beautiful thing is that the Holy Spirit knows when the devil is launching those attacks. And that is why he will usually prompt you to actually pray. And you see, this is something that I was so much grateful to the Holy Spirit, because in my mind, I was just thinking, now, what if actually didn't like have I didn't heed to the prompt of the Holy Spirit to pray in tongues and ward off this attack of discouragement? And then I remembered some time back where I actually ignored the prompt of the Holy Spirit for me to pray. And this was a wave of discouragement that was coming, and I didn't know. So what happened was that I was so discouraged that I actually did what? Like, I would feel so, like, I can't even explain it in words, but it's just a very horrible feeling. And usually it tempts you to get into like wrong addictions, and it like prompts you to do things that are sinful and things that defile you and things that just make you even worse. So when the Holy Spirit revealed to me, that is when I understood that actually previously, that is what the devil had been using against me. But you see, this time, the Holy Spirit was so like he prompted me so strongly that I prayed in tongues and managed to ward off this discouragement. So this is just an encouragement for you. Anytime the Holy Spirit prompts you to pray in tongues, especially if you are tired, or especially if you have just come from prayer and then you have a strong feeling to pray again, it's usually because the Holy Spirit is doing what? Is fighting off the discouragement of the devil. He has seen the devil launching what? Discouragements, and he wants you to pray to ward them off. So basically, he will just prompt you to like ward off those discouragements. And it won't take a very long time, usually just like 5 or 6 minutes of tongues, and then you'll feel peaceful again, and then those attacks will end. So that's something I just learned recently, and I felt it's important for me to share with you. God bless you.